Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Manufacturing South Carolina. We are up to episode number 10. If you are keeping score, as always, I am your host, Rick Jenkins. I am glad that you found us. My first guest today is this fellow. This is Seneca Mullins. Seneca is the president of AFL U.S. Services. He and I are going to talk about a few topics today, all kinds of good techie stuff. So you're going to want to stick around for that. Plus, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl in a way, and I know you're going to want to hear about that. But before I get to you, Seneca, I do want to do a little housekeeping here, okay? So bear with me for a second. Today's episode is produced in conjunction with the South Carolina Manufacturing Extension Partnership, or SCMEP, and if you don't know those folks, they are a private nonprofit organization that basically exists to help manufacturers in any way that those manufacturers may need assistance. So we'll have something up on the screen. If you need some assistance there, please check those guys out. They are great. And today's episode is also presented by AFL, where this fellow works. They are a global leader in telecommunications infrastructure and a leading global manufacturer of fiber optic cable. They also produce equipment and accessories. They're headquartered in Duncan up in Spartanburg County, got a great facility up there, and they just deliver a wide range of products, and they do it globally. And our partnership with AFL and SCMEP enables us to send content like this out to the manufacturing community in South Carolina, and we really appreciate it. And Seneca, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Rick. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you, buddy. You came down from Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Came down from Charlotte. Of course, I think most of you know our studio is in Greenville, so you made the trip just to be with us, and I'm glad you're here. You're going to be able to check out some sites before you head back.
I always love when I get a chance to go downtown Greer and restaurants or Chop House, but I think it's going to be a quick trip down and back today. So
Okay.
We'll take a rain check.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, but downtown Greer, I love downtown Greer. It's a great place. All right, let's get right to it. You've been with AFL for 19 years.
March this year is 19.
Yeah, and you look like you must have started there in high school.
Just after.
Yeah, just after.
That's
Okay,
right.
tell us what you do.
I started as a financial analyst and have been blessed with the opportunity to move over into the operations side of the business early in my career in a business controls role and kind of quickly assumed the leadership role of the enterprise business, which is the one that I go back the furthest with. And after some success that we had in growing that business, we started to acquire a number of companies. We've added 5 to that portfolio. And so today I'm blessed to operate 6 businesses inside of the U.S. services portfolio, going on year 19, nearly 1,000 employees this year. And it's been a fun ride. It's gone really quick.
Right. Well, good for you. It sounds like that is a big job. And someone else who has a big job over at your all's place is Mark Bolick.
Yes, sir.
And Mark is the president of product solutions over there. And he joined me not too long ago. And we talked about a variety of topics. And one of the topics we discussed was this insatiable desire that people today have for getting data, but not only getting it, but getting it fast. And it seems that every day we want more and we want it faster constantly. We had talks about that, and I just want to get your feelings on it because I have trouble understanding how tech companies such as yourself, telecommunications type folks that are providing these big, huge cables that make it faster and faster, how you keep up with it.
That's right.
How do you keep up with it?
I think that's the right terminology for it. It's trying to get ahead of that demand, which continues to skyrocket. I think Mark used the word insatiable, which I think is a really good characterization of what we see. Mm-hmm. We've seen, on average, doubling of data consumption annually. So you think about that and what it results in. There's an expectation as a user in business and industry that your connection on your mobile device is as fast and reliable as what you would expect on your broadband at home or your network at your work.
I want to stick on this for a second. The more people want and the more that they desire and the more nimble that carriers have to be means that, you have to be on top of your game, as I say, right? And as we're heading down the road, you guys are going to have to be proactive. And you alluded to that. You're going to have to look and see what are folks going to want next year and the following year. data centers have to be updated constantly, right? They have to expand and all of this kind of stuff. So, do you have folks that are constantly thinking about and working on and coming up with solutions that they might not need today, but they need it tomorrow?
Part of our DNA is that we consider ourselves to be partners. So we bring a perspective on the market, our technical expertise, but that's an incomplete picture if we're not relying on our carrier customers, right? Listening to what their needs are and anticipating how do we solve that, working with our OEM partners in terms of the active electronics, making sure that we're able to deliver a comprehensive solution to whether it's the enterprise, whether it's the venue owner, whether it's the carrier. It's that ability to be that partner, listen and apply, anticipate, and continue to evolve. So it's a constant state of continuous improvement, training and development, making sure that we're on top of the latest trends in order to stay ahead of that.
Right. You talk about evolving, and one of the things you have to do is to get new people,
Yes,
right? And you have to find not only new folks, but you have to find the best folks.
that's right.
You have to find the right kind of people with the right kind of brain, right, to do this kind of job. And I would think that is not always easy.
It's not easy. And I think what you have to do is you have to make sure that you're taking care of your employees first, right?
Retention.
Retention is really key. We continue to retain that top tier talent by treating them well, but also affording opportunities. We need to understand where are they trying to go and make sure that we're providing the right resources and support. So we've got a very formal process in terms of our training and development, our growth potential and opportunities that we apply them to. And when we do that well, we see them grow in their skill set and in their responsibilities.
I would think you got 1,300 people in the Duncan area, and you're going to need new people. You know, you're always hiring for something, right? I'm guessing that an AFL can recruit from anywhere,
Okay.
right?
That's right.
You all don't have to look in the backyard here. It's great to find folks right in the backyard. I understand that, but you're the type of operation, and you need the type of people, the technical skill that you
right.
can probably bring in.
That's
from
right.
most places, correct?
That's exactly right. And I think as we look, we continue to look to invest and set down roots in terms of centers of excellence. And I think in some of the key areas that we will look to acquire talent, we're going to make some significant investments throughout the U.S. to establish new, strongholds for our talent as we go forward.
I mentioned in the intro that we were going to talk about a big game that occurs in early February every year. And you all have a tie in there. And so tell our viewers and our listeners what that is.
Yeah, so actually, if you go back a couple of years, we have supported the um, upgrade projects for the big game over the last couple of years. And this past year for New Orleans was probably the largest effort that we've taken on to date. And I was able to visit the site back in March. And in surveying what we had to accomplish in the short time frame that we had to accomplish, I actually had some concern in terms of whether or not we were going to be able to accomplish it. Not because I doubted our talent, but because the scope and complexity of the build in the time frame was going to be such a challenge. So in this for this project, we worked on behalf of two of the primary carriers. Everything from the design of the new system to the implementation, and it was a monumental feat. This is a historic, iconic venue.
Super
And
dope.
that's a nice way to say it's old. And so, in order to upgrade it to the latest state of the art technology, there was a lot that had to be done from the infrastructure, right? So, a lot of civil engineering, so replacement of the catwalk and various activities. While that was taking place, the stadium was undergoing a transformation to bring it up to that type of caliber for the event, including new hospitality areas, how you access those things. So much of where we had to operate wasn't ready for us to come in and construct. But ultimately, the team delivered. It was fantastic. We had a very intense period from March until October. We actually had to be prepared for a Taylor Swift concert ahead of the big game. And then we had a bit of a test run with the college football playoff in January as well. But in the course of that, we established over 200 coverage zones. We installed over 500 millimeter wave nodes, and we installed more than 40 miles of fiber as part of that network build.
What was the second thing you said?
500 millimeter wave nodes.
What the heck?
Yeah. So think antennas, right? So you've got to have the antennas that drive the network connectivity into the stands, into the suites, into the concourse area. So strategically placed, and you're in a stadium. You don't want to look everywhere and see an antenna. So concealment is a really important part of it. So not only design and coverage, but the aesthetics part of it. We had to make sure that we adhered to this new upgrade. So I thought it came off fantastic. We had great feedback from the carriers when you look at the data that they shared in terms of what was consumed, 67 terabytes of data during the game. So to give you an equivalent, if you were watching HD video on your mobile device for 3.5 years nonstop, that's the equivalent of how much data was used. It ended up averaging 1 gigabyte per attendee.
So what was the end game for you all? The end result, what was it that was going to make your effort successful?
So the marquee event, that big game, not only on the field, but from the carrier perspective, this is where they do battle, right? It's bragging rights. You've got your demographic of users based on the carrier. They want to make sure that those users who are attending have the best experience. You think about the premium that you pay to get into that game. It was in excess of $5,000 a ticket, right? 70,000 people. They expect to have the best performance in terms of their device. They want to capture the moment. They want to share. They want to stream video. It is a comprehensive use case in terms of what the fan experience is looking for there. And then you think of it from the venue. They want to maximize how they generate revenue. So everything about the fan journey from the time you arrive to the time you leave, there's probably 20 different points in there, from how you access the venue, how you pay for your food, how you pay for
You don't even think about those things.
yeah, it's amazing. So it becomes a necessity. And they had a glitch a couple of years ago when it was in Arizona where the Wi-Fi system went down. And so the last couple of years, you've seen a dependency on the cellular network to make sure that the fans had the right experience from a technology standpoint.
Fascinating. Now, next year, will you all be involved in the next venue as well?
We quickly pivoted to Santa Clara, and the team is on site there,
Okay.
underway with the project.
So
for
this
next
is an
year's event.
ongoing partnership.
It is. It is.
I don't know if you have a bigger client than this, but you probably don't have a more fun client than this.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating. I am a sports guy at heart.
Yeah.
And there's not a time that I'm able to visit where I'm not in awe of where we're operating, right? It's just fun. And I think it lends a credibility to what we do. When you can operate in that environment with the stakes that are as high as they get, right? There is no room for error, no margin for error in what we do.
And if there is an error, then, potentially the whole world sees that error.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So the fact that we've been able to do that time after time, it's allowed us to, have the credibility to go into any venue, no matter the industry, and deliver and give the client confidence they've got a quality partner.
As you say, fascinating stuff. I'm going to get you out of here on this, Seneca. I just want to look down the road. Okay, I want you to look into your crystal ball, as hard as that is in this day and age when things change so quickly, and tell me a decade from now what we might be talking about.
I think we're going to continue to talk about wireless connectivity at the core of digital transformation. And I think that's an ever evolving term. There will always be, evolution in terms of that digital footprint. We've got significant activities underway within the wireless space, but you look at artificial intelligence, you look at broadband, you look at the grid modernization, everything's around a technology infrastructure evolution, right? And it's really at an inflection point. So I think from our perspective, we see fiber, which gives you the stability, wireless provides that flexibility, and it really combines to give you that foundation for next generation communications. I don't think that's going to change whatsoever. But I'm excited for what's ahead. We've got a lot of momentum on our side. We've got a big 2025 ahead of us, and look forward to talking to you here in the future about 2026's game.
Well, yeah, I look forward to that as well. I'm just glad, folks, that there are smart people in this world like Seneca and all those techie folks that work for him that can handle this, because I certainly wouldn't be able to. So, Seneca, good job.